Am I live? I'm live. Hey, hello. How is everybody doing tonight? I know a lot of you, a lot of my viewers are celebrating Thanksgiving tonight. And so I would like to say happy Thanksgiving to all of my American friends and family and anyone else out there who is celebrating tonight and eating a big, nice family dinner. A lot of times I will do U.S. Thanksgiving as well as because we here in Canada we have Thanksgiving. A big nice family dinner. Oh no! How am I echoing? A lot of times I will do U.S. Thanksgiving. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Was I gone? I don't know what happened. That was crazy. I apologize right now to everybody so much. Hey, thank you, Black's Tropical Homestead. Thank you so much for coming. So is this, hopefully this is not a new, this is not a new one, right? Everyone's still here. I didn't switch and like start a whole brand new stream. That's what I'm trying to say. Good grief. Oh, you'd think I had eaten a lot of turkey today, but I didn't. We just had a nice big salad for lunch and some salami, and my daughter just made me a nice big, well, not big, and she kept sipping on it, so it was like a half full cup of hot cocoa. But she is not stingy on the chocolate, I'll tell you that. Woo! That is chocolatey. All right, so nice to see some people in here. Hi, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I think I had the other link open and then I started talking and then somehow it was in the same screen. You know how you have tabs. It was in this. It was two tabs that were open in the same one, and I clicked and I like deleted both of them somehow. So I then before you blip out for a second, but you came back on the same stream. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm back. Hey, G Mama. Thanks, Danny. How is everyone's Thanksgiving going? I know a lot of people usually have like the big meal kind of earlier in the day in the mid-afternoon, and then you kind of just nibble on things later and all of that. I did watch part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Sorry, this thing's going to tip over. Part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So that was kind of fun, get you into the spirit. Some of the parades I could not figure out what any of them were. I don't know if you anyone else saw that, but oh, this is what I was doing. I was trying to pull up the screen from my post about it so that I could see the questions that I'm supposed to be answering. That's why I did that, and then I forgot that of course it's gonna start playing. So that's what was happening. Okay, so I'm so glad to have everybody in here that is in here tonight right now. And like I said, I was just going to kind of go over some of our these. It's called hashtag Thanksgiving Q&A. I saw this on Lisa at Yogi Hollow Farm. She did her video yesterday, I think it was. And it was originally from somebody else. And I cannot remember who the original one was from. So if Lisa pops in, she'll let you know. So I think, though, if you just hit on that hashtag Thanksgiving Q&A that I posted down below, then you'll be able to see like other people's answers if you're interested. Nibble all day, just being greedy. I don't want to see food review. I bet. I know how it gets. And then you're just like, oh, my God, food coma. Yeah, we didn't. My husband was actually going to do a chicken today on the rotisserie out back. And then we didn't. We weren't hungry. We had lunch and then we weren't hungry. So we did do like a nice big roast dinner on Sunday, and we had mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing and carrots. And so we've been eating on that for a few days. And honestly, we eat chicken with mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing and casserole. I would say maybe not once a week, but at least 3 to 4 times a month, I would say, because we go to the chicken shop. So Maple Lodge, there's two big chicken companies in Ontario. One is Maple Lodge and the other is Maple Farms. And so Maple Lodge Chicken Shop, they're actually both within like 15 minutes of where we live, but the one is really big, and you can usually go out and buy like 2 whole raw chickens for, it used to be 2 for $8, and then sometimes you'd get them on sale for 2 for $7. But now the price has gone up to 2 for $10, which is still a really good price. So usually when my husband, he'll grab them and he'll put them both on the rotisserie at the same time, and then we kind of eat on that as like roast chicken for the first couple of days, and then I'll strip it down and make tacos or pasta or something else with that, and then I cook down the carcass and make stock, and then we eat soup. So honestly, like for the $10 we spent on that meat, we can actually like have like 5 different, nights of meals off of it. So it does work out pretty economically. And so we do eat a lot of roast chicken already, and we prefer chicken to turkey. So I don't know, this year we just didn't. Sometimes I will do the whole Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, because I am American, but I also didn't really grow up celebrating Thanksgiving, so I don't have a ton of Thanksgiving traditions from a childhood era. So, oh, my shirt. See it? Yay! Oh, I'm washed out. Oh, the light. But yep, I'm wearing my shirt. So, not technically, I guess, Thanksgiving side dishes, because my mom never really celebrated Thanksgiving too much, but her famous dish that she always made, a casserole that she always made as a side dish for any time we had a big dinner or big turkey dinner, because we still had big turkey dinners, it's called broccoli puff. And I know I've talked about it before, and I should really do a video on it, because it is the easiest, quickest, most delicious casserole ever. It's basically 1 bag of frozen broccoli, 1 cup of mayo, 1 egg, a splash of Worcestershire, about 1/4 cup of milk, and 1/2 cup of cheese. And the broccoli's frozen. Like, you dump it in the bowl, frozen, you crack your egg, you splash your milk, you put everything in the bowl, you stir it up. It's kind of weird and lumpy because it's frozen. You put it in a casserole pan, and you bake it for like half an hour or 40 minutes at like 375. And it gets all bubbly and brown on top. And it is the best possible way to eat broccoli. It is absolutely delicious. It does not work as well with fresh broccoli, because I don't know, the texture gets weird for some reason. So it's a great way to use frozen broccoli, and it is absolutely delicious. Everyone I've ever made it for loves it, except for my daughter. But someday I tell her she'll mature enough to appreciate Grandma's broccoli puff. So that would be my favorite Thanksgiving side dish. Do you guys what's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish? I also love stuffing. I think stuffing would be really probably second on there. And the flavor combination between the broccoli puff and the stuffing together, and it's good cold the next day too. Hey, Stacy, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We are talking side dishes. I know if Pam was here, she would have to say macaroni and cheese, because she was talking about that last night in her live. I still haven't watched her video, though. I'm going to be in trouble. Don't tell her. Don't tell her yet. Dressing, yeah. I love it. And honestly, I grew up on stovetop stuffing. My mom always made stovetop stuffing. She would jazz it up, though. Like, she would take the giblets out of the turkey, and she would simmer it for like all day while the turkey was cooking. She would simmer it in water, and then she would use that water to make the stovetop stuffing, and then dice up the giblets and whatever and put it in the stuffing. And it was so good. And then I've had like homemade stuffing, and to me it's very good. I love cornbread stuffing, but it just, kind of the taste of mom is definitely stovetop for me. So I make everything else from scratch. I'll make the cranberry sauce from scratch, everything else, but I still just use I cheat and I use stovetop stuffing because it's so good. I love it. Potato salad is your favorite side. I don't think I've ever had potato salad see, this was the thing as we were talking like in the live the other night. Pam was making macaroni and cheese, and everyone's like, oh yeah, mac and cheese. And to me, like, mac and cheese is just not something I think of as a traditional side dish for Thanksgiving dinner. We never ever had like a mac and cheese type casserole with that kind of a dinner. So I don't know if it's because we were like in the Northwest, if that's more of a Southern thing. I don't know. I was just really surprised. So again, potato salad. I would never have thought of having potato salad with Thanksgiving. I love potato salad. But to me, that was always something we would have, like my mom and stuff would make like in the summertime for picnics or whatever. But that's interesting. And that would be something that would be nice and easy to bring if you're bringing, you know, a side dish to someone for Thanksgiving or Christmas. You can make potato salad and keep it cold, not have to worry about being hot and keeping the oven busy and all that. All right. Okay. So next question, your favorite Thanksgiving dessert. So if we're going to go with traditional Thanksgiving desserts, I'm going to have to say pumpkin pie. I love a good pumpkin pie with lots of real whipped cream, like lots of real. Let's try that again. Lots of real whipping cream. I like a good apple crisp. I'm not a huge pie crust person. So like apple pie and then it has the pie on the top. Like I like a higher ratio of filling to crust than a traditional pie or especially a stuff-filled pie gives me. So I would take a crisp over a pie any day, which is why when I made my huckleberry, I did not make huckleberry pie. I made huckleberry crisp. All right, so that is my favorite like Thanksgiving dessert. My absolute favorite dessert, which would probably fall under more of a Christmas dessert, would be tiramisu or cheesecake. I've got a lot. Hey, TLC in the garden, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. We are just discussing Thanksgiving, everyone's favorite side dish for Thanksgiving, and now we are just on to everyone's favorite Thanksgiving dessert. So where do you stand on that? Apple pie? Pumpkin pie? You're a salad freak. Fruit salad. Ooh. Oh, nice. My daughter makes a mean fruit salad, and it takes her forever because she minces the fruit. Like, they are so tiny, you can hardly even pick them up. She'll sit there with her little plastic knife when she was little. Now she just would cut, like, the strawberries in half, but before she would just dice it. You'd be sitting there and be like, oh my God, I'm starved to death before this fruit salad's made. I like that. Fruit salad and pecan pie, number 2. Oh, how do you say it? That's another thing, right? Pecan. See, I grew up on the West Coast, and we always said pecan. And then I moved to Florida, and everyone down there is saying pecan. And so now I still can't say pecan because to me it's just not appetizing. So I kind of combine the two now, and I just kind of say it quickly. So I'm like pecan. Yeah. But I know everyone from the South is going to be like, it's pecan or pecan or... I think it's like I think it's one of those things. It's another regional thing. There is no right or wrong. Sweet potato pie and mac and cheese. I love a good sweet potato pie. And it's funny because here in Canada, sweet potato pie is like not well known. So when I first moved here, like I moved here, so there's none of my family here, and my husband doesn't really have any family around either. And so we started having Thanksgiving dinners with the neighbors, so we would all get together. And they've been here in Canada for a while, but some of them, they come from different backgrounds as well. And so I showed up and I made sweet potato pie, and I put the little marshmallows on top, and I roasted it, and they could not understand. They could not understand why you would put marshmallows on top of squash, like on top of, the sweet potatoes. Like they were just, they were just so confused. They had never had sweet potato pie with that. I thought it would be kind of just a fun traditional, because everyone else was already making, she listed us, we already have this coming and this coming and this coming. And I was like, well, what about sweet potato? I'll make sweet potato pie. And they're like, what is that? And I'm like, ooh, that'll be fun. I'll bring it. Right. And then they were just like, they couldn't figure it out. And they also apparently here in Canada cannot understand why you would ever make cornbread with chili. Like, they're like, it doesn't go. You can't have cornbread and chili. You have bread and chili. You don't have cornbread. You have rolls. I was like, what do you mean you don't have cornbread? Of course you have cornbread and chili, or you have cornbread and stew. So yeah, there's not a lot of cornbread here, but they do eat a lot of like polenta from the Italian influence. So it's not that they're not eating cornmeal. They have it as polenta, not so much, or corn muffins. They'll have like corn muffins, the sweet corn muffins, but not like just traditional cornbread. So yeah, it's just funny moving around. Right? What does your ideal Thanksgiving outfit look like? PJs. Oh yeah. My Thanksgiving, like we would get together with the neighbors, and it was leggings, some kind of leggings, and then like maybe a dressy, I want to say dressy tank top because it doesn't sound like it goes together, but like kind of like a dressy sleeveless shirt. Because every Thanksgiving I've ever been to, like especially at someone else's house when there's like a bunch of people there, it is like 50 million degrees in the house because the oven's been on, there's people there, it is so flippin' hot, and everyone shows up in a sweater, and then we're dying, and you have to like open the window or the front door. So I'm the person that goes over in their flip-flops and a tank top, and I am the only one that is comfortable at the party because I am dressed for the event, and definitely stretchy. Everything has to be stretchy. Hey, Tiny Tim Posey. That's really hard to say. Howdy, everybody. I hope you are having a good evening. I think everyone else that's in here is from the U.S. celebrating, except for Stacy. Hopefully you're having a good holiday season. Kicking off today, I guess. Santa showed up at the end of the parade, so I guess that means it's Christmas now. Y'all ate your turkey? It's Christmas, right? What do you like most about Thanksgiving? A day off. In the as Casey over on Armsby Farms calls it, cinnamon and vanilla time. I love being able to, get together with family and catch up. Fortunately, my husband does have his aunt and uncle that live here and some other family members that we would meet up with. Sometimes his cousins and stuff, and that was always fun to catch up with everybody and hang out. And here we have our Thanksgiving is in October, and it's on a Monday, so we only have that Monday off. So I do kind of miss the US version of it, where you get the Thursday and Friday off, and you have the big turkey dinner on the Thursday, and then that means you have like leftovers the rest of the time. Whereas here, I mean, people just have it whenever on that weekend, whenever it works out for family, but the official day is on the Monday. So to me, that seems kind of awkward. But I do prefer the time that the Canadians have it in October. It makes more sense to me because that's actually when harvest is happening for most of us. I guess down in the south, you guys are still harvesting, but up here, we're not. We're not harvesting hardly anything anymore. And it's not so close to Christmas. So it gives you a nice break between, it's in October, you have November. It gives you a nice break before Christmas, to see everybody again and have the foods all again. And it also means you can decorate for Christmas earlier. So there's that. All right. So I assume everyone's going to say family food is going to be your... Oh, I should be putting these up on the thing. I don't know how to do that though. Okay. So that is what I like. What do you enjoy doing after your meal? Here, I can do this, and then I can put it in the chat, and then I can pop the question up on the screen. I figured it out. All right. So what do you enjoy doing after your meal? I'll go first while you guys are thinking about it. So usually if we're over at my husband's relative's house, usually after we have like the big meal, we will go for a walk and go to the park because it's October. And for the last few years, we've had crazy warm Octobers where you can still go to the park after Thanksgiving. So that's been really fun. It's kind of a nice way to just kind of, let everything digest, get some fresh air, and then you come back in and have your, coffee and your dessert. Otherwise, if it was here or with friends, it would be usually nap. Nap is nice. I'm not one for napping, so I would probably say more like maybe, laying on the couch, watching TV, a movie, or actually I used to always decorate for my Christmas tree if we weren't having a big, like normally for American Thanksgiving, that's what I would normally do on this day, especially when my daughter was younger, is we would put on the Macy's Christmas Day Parade and decorate the tree. But since ours is in October, we're not doing so much of the decorating for that yet. Sometimes we'll play a game or you just kind of sit around and talk and whatever. But now I will have to say go on YouTube Lives, right? Like, what better thing to do? You can just sit back and relax and let your food digest and start thinking about who's going to go in and steal that last bit of pecan pie. Drinking games. Oh, wow. You're brave. So, I wouldn't do a lot of drinking after eating that much. No. I can't. I'm too old for that now. My body cannot handle drinking very much anymore. Like 2 drinks and I will be, I can be like sick as a dog up in the night. You'd be like, how can you have a hangover when you didn't get drunk? It's so not fair. Yeah, like 2, 3 drinks and no, I'll be miserable the whole night. It's so unfair. So nap, drinking games. Who else is in here? Anything else you guys like to do afterwards? Besides, of course, YouTube. Oh, now I'm going to go, okay, how can I do this? See, this one's going to be hard. Your favorite memory of Christmas. So, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could just like pick one favorite memory. I say Christmas, sorry, Thanksgiving. It was probably the year my daughter was like maybe around 2. So she was just old enough to really enjoy what was going on and hanging out with people. And she ended up going, we were over at the neighbor's house for Thanksgiving that year. And she ended up crawling under the table and falling asleep while we were all sitting there eating. She was just out. And then everyone's like, where's Sydney? Where's Sydney? And I'm like, shh, don't watch where you step because she's asleep under the table. But I think that was fun just to see her, interact and be around all the people and kind of when she was finally old enough to grasp kind of what was going on, right? I remember my first official Thanksgiving was in 2000 because we didn't celebrate growing up and we were moving because we were thankful all year long. And now I only have to be thankful one day a year. So it's worked out. But yeah, my first Thanksgiving ever, we were on the road moving to Florida and we had Thanksgiving at the Cracker Barrel. And we were, I believe somewhere like down in New Mexico, driving through. And because I was in Oregon at the time, right? So we drove straight down I-5 and then we drove across Highway 10 to Florida. And so we stopped and we had our first official Thanksgiving dinner at the Cracker Barrel. And it was delicious, I might say. Gotta love Cracker Barrel. Welcome in, Zombie Prepper. Thank you so much for coming. Cooking with my mom. She passed years ago. Yeah. Those memories. Yeah, I'm hoping to pass those on to my daughter. I cooked with my mom. We had family dinners. We just didn't really have anything specifically Thanksgiving. And I will say my worst memory of Thanksgiving is the fact that my grandfather died on Thanksgiving when I was 16 years old. So that was kind of rough. Of course, we weren't really celebrating it, but my mom was down staying at my grandparents' house that night. My grandparents were not allowed to be on their own anymore. My grandmother had Alzheimer's really bad, and my grandfather wasn't well, obviously. And so my mom, there were 4 girls. She has 4 sisters, and they kind of would take turns staying the night there. And it was my mom's night, and yeah, so my great uncle made special brownies and I almost got one. I was too bad, G Mama, too bad, G Mama. So yeah, so that's always kind of puts a little bit of a damper on the back end of, Thanksgiving. Yeah, but he was 84 and he was in rough shape and I believe he was happy to go. So he was in a much, much better place after that. So sorry to bring everybody down. Gosh. Okay. So I don't mean to be a downer tonight, right? So the next question up, I'm going to pop that up on the chat, and that is going to be, what are you thankful for? And I am thankful for a lot of, sorry to hear that, Brampton. I lost my Nana 4 years ago. It makes it a lot harder when it's on a holiday, right? Like everything kind of brings that back. Sometimes if it's just a day, it can kind of get, lost in the mix of days. But when it's like on a holiday, it makes things that much harder, I believe. But it's always hard to lose a loved one. Thankful for your health. That's a great one. Yeah. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my family, especially my husband and my daughter, and how we have all, managed to come through this trying time from the last year. Not so worse for the wear, I think. We've managed it quite well. I know mental health has been a real problem for a lot of people, and I think we've really tried to do our best to stay positive and to still reach out to friends in a safe way and to still be involved. And honestly, I have to say I am so grateful for my YouTube community, the family, the gardening community on here has been amazing. I really feel a connection with people. I feel like everyone has just been so welcoming, and I feel like I belong, especially when I am so far away from, the rest of my family and disconnected from quite a few of them as well. It's just nice to kind of feel that place where, you have a community of people that you can, rely on and that are there for you and that will talk to you and all of that, right? So let's see who else. You are thankful for life. Beautiful. Beautiful. Rebecca is thankful for her brother and sister. So nice. I'm not going to lie. I'm also grateful for chocolate in any form. For friends and family. And to be alive. And all the wonderful people on YouTube. Yeah. It's such a great community. Like, it's just the positivity, the support. It's just a really, really nice group of people. I'm just really grateful to have found, and I'm wishing I had found y'all last year when I was kind of going a little crazy when we were in lockdown, and I was just like, I have no one to talk to. Hey, Anne, welcome in. How are you doing? How's the family? How's the food? I'm sure you put on a nice spread. Do you have anything from the garden, or is your garden all wrapped up for the holiday meal? I know I saw quite a few people were harvesting. Kiki was harvesting. She had her, I missed that one. My least favorite Thanksgiving dish. I skipped over that question, and guess what made me think of it? Let's post this one here. Can anyone guess what my least favorite, I'm sorry. I got a little choked up. Can anyone tell me what my least favorite dish is? Being as I just referenced Kiki. I don't know if you've seen her short she did. Thank you. I'm already a little teary because I watched a Hallmark movie prior to coming here, and I always cry watching Hallmark movies because I'm a big old softie. So yeah. My miracle grandbaby, she still has a lot of hurdles to overcome, but the grace of God, she is like, oh, that's amazing. That is so great to hear. It is amazing what they can do now in the hospital with, oh gosh, it won't stop. I wish I put on waterproof mascara. Good Lord. Cranberry in a can. You hate cranberry in a can? I love cranberry in a can. I love cranberry in any which way. You give it to me in a can. You give it to me homemade. You put fancy stuff in it. You put it plain. I don't care what it is. I love cranberries. It was a wonderful day, and yes, the garden was Oh, nice. Very nice. The garden was yeah, I a lot of my stuff, I looked out the window and it's like, oh. I think there's a few of the mustard out there and the, maybe some of the lettuce that's still doing okay, but it's still pretty small. I gotta get it. Yes. I am not a huge fan of Brussels sprouts. I've decided I'm an adult now. I need to eat Brussels sprouts and I need to like them because I used to hate asparagus. Love it now. So I figured I could, grown up my way into liking Brussels sprouts. And I've tried them so many different ways. The only way I can eat them is if they are just like sliced in half and just a quick stir fry with like soy sauce and sesame oil. And then like not too cooked. So almost kind of like I would do like cabbage or bok choy or something. But yeah, once it's roasted, I don't know. I think it's the texture. I don't know if it's the texture or whatever. Once it gets all kind of soft, it is not for me. And there are a lot of squashes. I'm not baked squashes again. If it's, I don't know. Sometimes they have a weird twang to them, I find. I like pumpkin. I like butternut squash. I like the mama, sweet mama, whatever it's called. But I find like acorn, and I'm not a sorry, Danny, if she's still in here. I'm not a huge fan of spaghetti squash. You know, yeah. So where are we at now? That's all the questions? I think that's all the questions. So yeah, if you want to do your own little video, the info is down below, and I got it from Lisa at Yogi Hollow Farm, and I think she got it from, you know what, I'll click the link. Hopefully it doesn't start playing like before. She got it from Sherry at Southern Roots. So that was the original hashtag for that. So I got mine from Sherry. Okay, I mean, Lisa. All right, and now I gotta make sure I pause it before this thing starts playing again. That was the original. There we go. All right, I figured it out though. Grown up time. It's okay not to like things as a grown up. I know. It's hard though. I keep thinking I gotta try things. My mom was famous for just steaming everything and broiling. So every meat, every steak, everything, she broiled it, and veggies she steamed. And there were so many veggies and stuff I didn't like until I realized, oh, I like them when they're like sauteed or roasted or grilled. So like now for like asparagus, I throw them in my cast iron skillet, a little bit of butter, a little bit of olive oil. And when they just start to get tender, then I'll drizzle them with the like a sweet balsamic reduction. And if I have it, some nice big flakes of fresh Parmesan with garlic. Yeah. You know what? There's got to be a way out there. I want to like them because I know they're so good for you and they look so fun to grow. I don't know. I'm going to be growing okra next year, and I'm not a huge fan of okra. So I figure maybe if I grow it, I will learn to like it better. But if I don't, it won't be too bad of a loss because both of my neighbors love okra. So maybe I'll have to have them show me how to cook it. The only way I've had it that I really like it is when it's like sliced up thin and then put into like a cornmeal batter and deep fried with shrimp and then dipped in aioli and put on a po' boy. That's the way I like my okra. Deep fried and on a po' boy, smothered in aioli and gravy. But you know, you take a healthy food like okra and then you do that to it. Oh, and I will be growing for the first time next year. Can you see that? Nope. Broccoli. If you can't see what it is, it's broccoli. So I won this over on Nikki, OCD-ish chick. That's not our channel name. Everyday Life of an OCD. There we go. I got it. Yeah, so I won this on her big giveaway. Her big, was there 1,000? I think it was 1,000. Yeah. So I won that. I just got that in the mail yesterday. And then I got some okra seeds also from a swap as well. So now I have 2 different kinds of okra to try. I'm happy just to grow them for the flowers. Yeah. I'm sorry, Zombie. I know you're so full right now. Should we talk about flowers? Is that better? Anyone have anyone buying seeds yet? Has anyone ordered any seeds from any seed companies yet? I've heard that the Baker Creek... I wish there was something in it. I have heard that the Baker Creek whole seed catalog has gone out. I did not pre-order it this year. I did last year. And then it took way longer to get to me than it did to like everybody else that ordered it right away. So I decided not to pre-order it this year. And I also found out that it was cheaper or the same price to just pick it up at the local Shoppers Drug Mart. Carried it last year. So I'm really hoping they carried it for this year and I can go and find it. So. Stockpiled seeds from M.I. Gardner. Nice. I did order a few things from him when he had his like big 50% off sale. I opened those in a live a little while ago, but one of those was the okra. I'm also trying quite a few new things from him as well. The culantro. and the borage. I did roasted Brussels sprouts from my garden today. Of course you did. And you like Brussels sprouts, and you also like spaghetti squash. I'll have to come down, and I'll have you make them for me, and then I'll see if I like them, right? I'll let you do all the work. That's the other thing too, is if I'm not going to like something, I don't want to have to go through all the work of making it and then cleaning it up, and then you have it all, and then if you don't like it, and then you're stuck with leftovers, because I don't like to throw things out. That's the problem, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just picking away at a few things on my list. I've done a few seed swaps, not a lot this year. I'll be honest, I got so overwhelmed last year. I did over 50 seed swaps last year, and it was just, my mind, and it was just a lot. It was, and the cost of like stamps and everything has gone up. So it's just like, it's a little bit more expensive than, it wasn't, it's not free anymore, right? You got to pay for, the stamps in here in Canada. It's about $1 per envelope to send across Canada. And it's $1.30, I think, for stamps to the US. So it adds up. And honestly, I don't need a ton of stuff for next year, because I still have a lot of the seeds I grew last year, and I saved a ton of seeds from my garden this year. So there's only a handful of flowers that I want to order. I'm looking for some of the nice stock that they have for the bouquets. I got stock in a seed swap, and it is not what I was looking for. It was really long and floppy and tiny little flowers. So there are a few things that I plan on, looking around in the swap groups that I'm in. If a few people have a few things here and there. I know Nicole from Nicole Smith Gardening has a few things on her list that I want. She's been saving seeds for me. When I watch her, she'll do like her garden walkthroughs. I'll be like, I want some of those, and I'll take some of those. So I put my order in a very long time ago on some of her stuff. She has a really nice roselle hibiscus. She has a mystery hibiscus, and she had this other pink flower that I don't know and I can't pronounce it. It's really weird. And she also had the butterfly pea, which I really wanted to get. I hit up Wally's with my pea early this year for seeds, so I'm good on seeds until they, yep. So that's the thing. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen next year, but last spring it was crazy. I had bought what I wanted from Baker Creek and Rainbow Seeds back in August last year. And then I did all my seed swaps. And so even though I'd gotten the Baker Creek catalog and had a lot of things listed, so many of it like wasn't in stock when I wanted to order. There was a local flower shop here called Stems. And they carry a lot of what I'm assuming are from Floret, because they have like a flower, a cut flower business, and the pictures and everything and the types are very similar to Floret. And anytime Floret came up with an update of when the seeds would be available, Stems came out with the same update like the day later. So I'm pretty sure that they're buying from Floret. And so I'm probably going to, if I do buy, I'll buy through Stems, because it is cheaper to me. It's Canadian, and shipping, because I can actually just go pick it up. They're about less than an hour north of me. But they were out of stock. Like all last spring, they were out of stock. And a couple of things I really wanted from them were to start for my cool flowers. And by the time they came into stock, it was too late. So I did not order any seeds last year after my swaps were over. So about November. I didn't order any online, and I did only buy like a handful that I found at the dollar store, which were fortunately the New Mexico 6 peppers. I am thrilled with those and how well they turned out. They were really, really good. I really enjoyed them. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the garden. I'm not really going to stress about it. I have enough stuff now to grow that I will be fine. I still have quite a few seeds that I did like last year in my winter sowing containers, and they all turned out really, really well. I was very successful with those last year. I will be doing more this year, but a handful of the things that I grew last year from that are perennial, so they should hopefully come back. So I won't have to grow quite as many of those. And if you watch my video, I could practically fill my whole backyard with canna lilies next year, just off of the tubers that I dug up and the what's it called? The seeds. Yeah, so I collected seeds. So next year I will have tubers from the Giant King Huberts that I've grown for years. And then I have the little tubers off of the seeds that I grew this year, which were the yellow ones. No, the orange. They're orange. And then I've also collected seeds off of some yellow canna lilies that are the same size, so more like that 3 foot, 4 foot range. And then I think I got some as well from a very, very small, like almost like a dwarf size. I think it was about 1.5 feet. And it was kind of like this corally pink color. So hopefully they grow true to color next year. I did keep seeing all around town these absolutely beautiful orange, like a coral colored bloom with these variegated leaves. And every time I looked at them, because they were in, the city used them all over the place, never once did I see any viable seed pods. So once the blooms were done, I never saw the seed pods form. And they would be in planters with the yellow ones and all the different colors, and everyone else you could see the seed pods on and forming and falling off on the ground. And none for those with the variegated leaves. So I was kind of sad about that. So that's the only one I kind of really want, and I might have a lead on that. One of the people from the seed swaps says they think they have some that they can get me, but they are they're in Florida right now, and they're not going to be back home into Canada for a few months. And I said that's totally fine because I'm not in any rush to get them. But that's what's on for that. And I am working hard on my Christmas craft collab. So I don't know if you saw, I released my first video, episode 1, on Monday. And I released it early because it was the same day that Sophiona was releasing their lookbook, and because they're having 40% off sale on their website. So I wanted to give people plenty of time to go and, if they wanted to buy any of their patterns, they have time to go do it because the sale is over on the 29th. So if I waited until December 1st and do my Christmas thing, then it'd be like, oh, too bad I didn't tell you about this last week when they had a big sale going on. So if you know of anyone that sews or likes to sew, or you want to learn to sew, Sophiona is an amazing pattern company for girls, and then kind of into that tween miss size range. And they do have a few free patterns. If you sign up for their newsletter, you can get the Cloudberry, which is the little makeup remover little pads. They're reusable. It came in a nice little stand, and then a little fabric mesh bag to I can pull up a picture actually. And so that's free if you sign up for their newsletter. And then they have the Dandelion top for girls, and it's a super cute top. I'll show you a picture of that as well, because it is absolutely one of our favorites. I made it for my daughter so many times, and it's got like the crossover in the back. So this is what that one looks like. I'm going to take off the blurry. So I'll get out of the way. So it's just solid in the front, and then it has this crisscross in the back. So this is a free pattern. It is a top. And then they also have an add-on which turns it into the pantsuit or the romper, which is this. Which, it's cutting my daughter's head off, but you probably saw pictures of that one. And that is probably her favorite pattern ever, is this Aspen Romper. And the top part of it is that Dandelion wrap top, the crisscross top. So that is free. If you go to their website, you put it in their cart, and then you use the code Brampton Sophie. So they gave me a free pattern code for everyone to go use. If you want, they also have a pine cone, which is a woven skirt, kind of like a circle skirt with these little cutouts. It's super cute. And in order to get that one free, you have to join their Facebook group and get the code for that. So that's that for Sophiona. I do have more coming up. Some of them will be like a video. Some of them will be a live. Some of them will, but they will more often than not be collab. So don't forget to hit the like button, people. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I will be releasing my first it's not really my first pattern, because I did release a pattern over on my blog, which is actually the reason I started my blog, because years ago, I wanted to make my daughter a nice little wallet. And all the small little wallets I could find, they either didn't have a change purse or they didn't have a card slot. They weren't what I was looking for. So I ended up making my own. And then people are like, oh, that's really cute. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So then I ended up just kind of making a quick little tutorial, just explaining how I made it. It is nothing. There are no pattern pieces. There's absolutely, nothing to download. It's just step-by-step pictures, and it's just measurements. And so it's a cute little wallet. I called it the Sydney, after my daughter. And that is the whole reason I started my blog. So I'll post the link to the blog. Lately, the blog has simply just been me uploading my YouTube videos. Over there, because I haven't been doing a whole lot with the blog, but I will probably do a blog of the video that I'm doing now that will be releasing soon, with a new free pattern tutorial that I'll be doing. And it is something that can be sewn. It can be something that can be no sew pattern as well if you don't know how to sew. So I do show you how you can do like the nice official sewn version, and then how you can do a no sew version as well. So it's something that is quick and easy, and you can make it for any of the children or babies in your life that might need something like this. But I'm not going to give anything else away. I'm also going to warn you that it's super cheesy. I'm just going to give you a heads up right now. I'm going to own it. I know it's cheesy, but it makes me laugh. So that's all that matters, right? Cheesy, laughy, yeah. At least you are doing something with this. I haven't been doing anything about anything the last couple of months. Okay, really? Really? You, my dear, how many shows have you been in the last couple of months? You're moving. Like, you've been so incredibly busy. You're working 2 jobs that, you know what? Yeah, YouTube can wait. Acting like you haven't been doing anything. Please, you list the stuff you're doing. It's like, I need to take a nap just reading what you did for the day. Like, it's exhausting. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's going to be here. It's going to be here. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Don't, like they say, the worst way to ruin a good hobby is to try and make money at it. So, and it's so true. So take something you love and don't ruin it by putting too much pressure on yourself or trying to, do too much with it. So if you're enjoying, if you're enjoying the YouTube, and, there's no problem with, wanting to get monetized and make a little money on it on the side. But if it just becomes too overwhelming and too whatever, then you kind of lose the whole point of it being a hobby. Which is, a hobby is something there to kind of take your mind off everything else, relief, all that, right? So, yeah, I learned that with my sewing. Like, I was sewing and everyone's like, oh, you should sell this, you should sell this. And I thought, okay, I have the time because I was off from work because I was home with my daughter. And I did a few craft shows, and it just, the amount of time and energy that goes into making stuff and then trying to market it and trying to sell it. And then people see, this homemade item, and they're like, oh, well, I don't want to pay, I bought this purse at Walmart for $20. Why would I pay $40 for this one that you made? And it's like, well, the fabric cost me $20. It took me 8 hours to make, and it's like, people don't, they just don't, and I'm not going to say everybody, but I'm going to say a lot of people do not appreciate, homemade and handmade gifts. I do think that we are seeing a resurgence back to that, back to, that those skills and appreciating people, and, when you get a quilt from someone and that the time and the effort and the love went into that. But I think some people just don't, they, and a lot of people that go to craft shows. It's like YouTubers. We're watching YouTube videos because we like making videos and we like watching videos. So when you go to a craft show, 90% of the people that come into the craft show are also crafty, and they look at your purse or your bag and they're like, oh, that's so cute. I could make that. And I do that too. Don't get me wrong. I do that too. I think, oh, I can make that. So why am I going to spend money, buying it from someone else? So it's really, really hard. Kudos to those people out there that make money at it and put in the time and the work and the rejection and all of that. But it just, to me, especially when I started going back to work, and it's like, I can work for one day, with my husband and make, more than I made like 3 months trying to sell these. And then you're stuck with the stock if you're doing a thing, right? Like I had, I don't know how many extra zipper bags hanging out for a while. I had extra pot holders and stuff, right? So, yes, we have to be mindful of not getting too overwhelmed with the money part. Yeah. Right. And I know I've talked to people and they kind of get discouraged. You think, oh, I was hoping to be like me. My goal was to kind of hit, I want to, like, I'm close to my 500. I'm like 31 away from hitting 500. I want to hit that 5. I want my community tab, mainly. But, and then I kind of put the goal of saying, oh, I want to be at 600 by New Year's, right? I think that's my goal. And now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I don't know, that's a little bit too ambitious. So I might be kind of kicking that can down the road a few weeks, and like 600 by my first anniversary. I started in January. But it's like, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I'm going to step back and realize that when I started my YouTube channel, like I know a lot of you started your YouTube channels and you were already kind of in the thing, right? You were already in the group, like Anne. I know Anne started hers. She was already a mod. She was already doing that, right? When I started my channel in January, I didn't know anybody that I subscribe to and talk to now, right? At the time, I was watching Garden Answer. I was watching You Can't Eat the Grass. I was watching Nicole at Flower Hill Farm. And I was watching like Rusted Gardener, Impatient Gardener. Like those are the ones I was watching. I didn't even know that this group here even existed. So I wasn't watching these. So when I started my videos, it took a very long time to grow those first 2 or 3 months. No one, because I was just sharing them like on my Facebook page. And, maybe a handful of people would watch now and then. And it wasn't until I joined Renee's Facebook group, YouTube Gardeners over on YouTube, over on Facebook. And that is where I met Danny from Wicked Awesome Gardening. I met Bonnie from Artist in the Garden, Nicole from Nicole Smith Gardening, Renee herself from RB Garden Nanny, Niall, there's quite a few. And then I started, and that's where the connections started. And that's when I started getting to know and getting to meet people. And so I keep telling myself, if I'm not where I'm at, I was like, I didn't know about monetization. I didn't know any of that. And it's like, that's not why I started my channel. So I need to step back and not get discouraged and not be like, oh, I should be doing more and I should be doing this. That's not why I started my channel. I started my channel because I'm in a very small yard. I'm in a townhouse. I was watching all these people with big, huge yards. And I know that it can be kind of discouraging. And you think, oh gosh, you watch them, but what can I do? So I just wanted to put out a channel to where I could inspire people that also had small yards, maybe just a patio, maybe just a deck, maybe just a small front yard, that you can still grow food, you can still grow beautiful flowers, you can still get out there and still be part of the gardening community, you can still garden, and you can make a beautiful yard, even if it's on a very tiny scale. That was my motivation. So every time I get discouraged and think, oh, why don't I have more? Why am I not pushing more? I got to do this, I got to do that. I said, no. Because I didn't start knowing any of this. I never dreamed. I like my other channel, my sewing channel, I have like 37 subscribers, and that's been like years. But I mean, honestly, I'm not uploading over there, right? So I really was like, if I get 100 subscribers, if I get 200 subscribers, like I thought that would like blow me away, right? I think I have around 4 some on Instagram. I honestly made the assumption that, people that were following me on Instagram would like follow me over on YouTube. Doesn't always happen. Right. So that's why I just try to remember why I started this. I started this for me as a way to document what I was doing, as a way to share what I was doing, as a way to inspire. So if only one person or 2 people watch my videos and, take something away from that, learn about a new flower or a new plant or something, then that's why I've done, right? That's why I'm happy with that. And I have to be satisfied with that. Anything beyond that, anything extra is gravy, and I'm so appreciative of that. And I had never even thought of working towards monetization, but why not? Let's give it a go, right? People would say all the time about my crochet baby blankets, weeks of work, and they think $20 is a good price when the time for it. Yeah. And minimum wage. And that's the thing. And they think that you should charge yourself minimum wage. And it's like, I'm a skilled, you're a skilled crocheter. I was going to say hooker, but I don't think that's, I know that's the term, but, it's like, people that are like good at their job, it's like, you know what? No, like, we do drywall taping. We do, I'm not going in getting paid minimum wage to fix a patch in your stucco ceiling and not get crap all over your couch. Like, that's not happening. We go in and we get paid the value of our work and the skills and that time that you've learned to build all that. Right. So, it's like you're just selling yourself short. And people are taking advantage. People are taking advantage when they do that. Right. No, I did sell a few things here and there, but honestly, a lot of times it was just people like, friends and family. Honestly, I still sew, but mainly, it's mainly for gifts. I sew for myself, for my daughter, and then like birthday presents and Christmas presents I sew, right? It's too frustrating, right? Life got too overwhelming for me, and then it got too cold to garden outside on my balcony. My indoor garden is half of my daughter's bedroom, hence no videos. It happens. It happens, right? Like, I know I've been wondering, like, especially in the middle of summer, my daughter was like, what are you going to do for YouTube in the winter? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'll probably be doing a lot more lives because we can just, sit and chat about everything. I won't have as much content, but I've actually had a lot. Right on time, Bonnie. Right on time. Yes. Yeah. So, you know what? It is what it is. You can't fight the winter. You can't do anything different. A few close-ups maybe of a plant. Kudos to you. I cannot grow indoor plants. I am so grateful that I'm overwintering. Remember those 3 I brought in? One of them? I don't think she's going to make it. The big, tall Dracana one, it's not looking good. I think the problem is I kind of forgot. I left it down in the basement for about a week. And I forgot that the sliding glass doors we have down there have the UV filter on them. So I just think it wasn't getting enough light. That, or it was just the shock of the move and the cold. It's not doing good. But the Diplodenia and the hibiscus are doing great. The hibiscus has even bloomed since. So, but yeah, I've killed, oh my God. And it's funny because when we got married, like, I moved in and my husband had 4 indoor plants in the front window. He had 2 in pots and 2 hanging plants, and they were huge and they were beautiful. And I had never done anything with indoor plants before. And suddenly, I guess he thought, since I moved in, like, I was supposed to take over. And so I figured they're his plants. He should water them. And he just assumed that I was watering them. They weren't getting water. And since then, I tried to keep a few alive. I've killed more orchids than you can imagine. I can barely keep my poinsettias alive usually until Christmas. I was shocked last year that I actually managed to keep my poinsettia not only alive until Christmas, but it stayed alive until spring by accident because I had 3 of them that looked the same, and 2 of them I tossed because they looked dead. And there was another one, and I was going to toss it. It was on the other side of the room. And so I was like, oh, I'll do that another time. And when I went to check it like a couple days later, I noticed little tiny, tiny knobs on it. It was like growing again. And I was like, this thing's still alive. So I watered it and put it in front of the window, and it came back. And that's the one that got huge in my planter. So I was very excited about that, right? Let's check the chat. So Danny, oh yeah, she was watching In My Gardener, Roots and Refuge, and a couple others, and that's, oh yeah, Roots and Refuge. I forgot about Roots and Refuge. Yeah. I was watching Jess as well. I really enjoyed her channel. I not that I don't enjoy it now. I'm just having a harder time with it after the move. I don't know. I think a lot of it is because I have so many other people that I watch now that she kind of gets bumped down to the list. But I really do enjoy her and, the whole family and everything there, right? I really said that would be a thing. It's great. Yeah. I know not a lot of carryover from, and it's funny, like my Instagram reels get so many more views than my shorts on YouTube. I don't know. Bonnie is just popping in. How are you doing, Bonnie? I know you've been having a rough couple of weeks, but it's nice to see you in here. Yeah, that's going to be good. Planning seed orders and organizing pots for the winter. Yeah. Same here, Dale. Same here, Anne. Yeah. I know, and some people are like, oh, you're a gardener, and they'll send me messages. All friends that message me, every once in a while, they'll be like, so what should I do with this and that? I'm like, whatever I tell you, just do the opposite. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, Robin, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you so much. Mail call for winter. Yeah. I'm getting better at Instagram. My problem is my phone takes horrible, like I have this really, really cheap little phone because I have to have something that's small enough to stay in my pocket when I'm at work. And it has, I think it's got like 3 megapixel picture. Like the pictures on it are absolutely terrible. So to go and take pictures with that and upload it's not great. So for Instagram, I have to use my tablet, which is, oh, I can't see it now because it's reflective. So it's like this 8-inch tablet, which is great. It takes decent pictures. It works really well for that. But it's not handy for me just to be kind of carrying around with me all the time to take pictures of things. So it's a little harder for me to get pictures. That's why my content, like some of these people on Instagram, like their Instagram stories, there'll be so many little tiny bars. It's like they'll be uploading like 50 pictures a day. It's like, how, what? The grow tent is in her room in the shelf that spring starts using. Yeah, it's in my room. Okay. I have another grow tent to put together for her room, and I don't know where the aerial garden is going. Hey, you know what? You'll make it work. You'll make it work. Yeah, my grow room is in my bedroom in front of my window. So when the time comes, I put the big shelf in there, and I have a few grow lights, and that's where the magic happens. Yeah, we are getting through it. Very good. I'm glad to hear that. Bonnie had an unfortunate family emergency a couple weeks ago, and it's been very tough on them. So glad to see her in here tonight. I have a mail call video coming. Oh, nice. In my garden. Oh, that's right. One is the sweatshirt thing from that. Oh, I'm excited to see that when it comes. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, I'll be probably having another seed swap mail call. I had one that came in the mail last week, so I'm kind of waiting till I get a few more, and then I'll do the mail call for that. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to be ordering or if. I'm really bummed. I'm so bummed out. Last month or earlier this month, I can't remember. It's been the last couple of weeks. Baker Creek Seeds changed their policy. They used to have free shipping to Canada, and now they changed it to it's $12 shipping to Canada. So that's kind of a bummer on the shipping. So, oh, sorry, my nose. So that said, Bonnie, if you want to order anything from Baker Creek, let me know, right? You're doing the huckleberry. Oh, you want the seeds? You want seeds, Robin? You want garden huckleberry seeds? Do you have them? If you don't have them, I'll send you some. Send me your email. Oh, no, I'll send you my email. That's the way it works. Nope. Make sure I spelled that wrong. Every time I type in gardener, I flip the N and I miss that E in there, right? I miss that E. And then it's like Brampton Gardener. And then it's like unknown Gmail account. And I'm like, why? That's I forgot the E. That finger is not fast enough, apparently. So yeah, no problem, Robin. Everyone, I think, should be trying garden huckleberry. It is so good. I made another little batch of jam this week with it. And then, like, when you make the jam, I think I added in a little bit too much of the pectin because they said to add in, like, I was supposed to add in a whole packet, and it's the liquid one, for 8 to 10 cups of berries. And I only had 4 cups of berries, so I kind of eyeballed half a bag. I overestimated. I think it's a little thick. But it, you stir it up, it's fine. But anyways, it stuck kind of to the inside, like I couldn't really get a lot of it out of the pan. So what I did is I added in a bit of water and a bit of sugar, and I made a simple syrup and scraped down all the edges of the huckleberry into it. And then I added the other half of the lemon juice and the lemon zest. And I made like a simple syrup out of it. And it is so good. I've added it to like sparkling water with a little bit of gin. It was really, really nice. So I was glad that I tried that and I didn't waste any of the extras. So yeah. Oh, you're a Baker Creek virgin? Interesting. There are a few things from them that I don't think anyone else has that I've seen that I want. I really want to try the Chinese wool flower. It was on the cover of their magazine last year. I read all about it. I had to have it, and then they were sold out all last year. So I'm kicking myself because I had seeds sitting in a cart, just a hand, not a ton, maybe 5-6 seeds sitting in the cart waiting to go, and I was debating, should I order it, should I add a few more things to it? And then I saw someone say, oh, by the way, and they didn't give a warning. There was no heads up. It was just boom, one day you would have got free shipping, and the next day $12 shipping. So I'm like, okay, well, now I gotta wait until I have everything that I want to order from them to make it worth my while. So, and honestly, I don't really blame them. I know shipping costs to Canada are expensive, and I think people were really, really abusing the free shipping. I know people in the Baker Seed group on Facebook, and they would place 10 orders in a week. Oh, I need this, and this came back into stock, and I ordered this, and I ordered that. Because especially back originally, every single order you made, you got a pack of free seeds. And so instead of ordering all 10 seeds at once and getting one pack of free seeds, people would put in 10 separate orders. And so then they're paying 10 times the shipping and 10 times the free seeds. I mean, I know the free seeds were factored into the cost of the seeds, but people were really abusing the system. And it's how many packs of red kale do you need? Come on. So just like usual, they ruined it for the rest of us. But I can't blame them. It really seemed to be. I think that for the free shipping, they should do, because I think M.I. Gardner has he still has free shipping, but it's a minimum order of $12. So I think Baker Creek, it would have been nice if they did that, or even if they said $20, right? $20 minimum order, and then you still get the free shipping. I think that would have been nice, but oh well. So I will try and look and see if I can't find something a little bit more local here in Canada, but we just, a lot of the companies here don't have the variety of seeds that Baker Creek does. They really do a nice job sourcing all of their seeds from all over the world. So they have some really unique ones I really like. So, but I'm excited. I got some new things to try this year. I've got a handful of new peppers. I've got some new tomatoes. One of the seeds that just came in the mail are the pineapple tomatoes, which I kept seeing pictures of them, and they're this big kind of yellowy orange tomatoes that look absolutely amazing. And so a lot of people said they were their favorite. So I'm very excited to try them. And also she gave me black plum, I think. Yeah, black plum. And a chocolate dwarf. So I do really want to try a few more dwarf tomatoes next year. So I was really, really happy with the Tiny Tim. I loved the production off of it. It was crazy how many tomatoes came off of that little tiny plant, and how early. I did start those seeds in January, and they were producing early, and so I will be starting seeds starting in January. I will be starting my pansies and my ornamental kale. I will be starting those as soon as possible. I don't even have to wait for my stand to get set up, because I'll just be doing those in little pie trays, because the seeds are so tiny. That's how I kind of start them in them. And then when they get bigger, I'll pluck them out and pot them up. Lizzie Anthus, Bonnie, are you still here? Artist in the Garden. Lizzie Anthus, are they worth it or not? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Robin. I find mine gets really bad in the evenings. Hey, you know what? I just forgot. I was going to invite, if anyone wants to come up, I'll drop the link in the chat. If anyone else wants to come up and chat, by all means, come on up and talk about anything you want to talk about. And keep in mind here that Little Miss Wicked Awesome Gardening is close to her 1,000K. Where are you at? How many subs? How far away are you? Let me. I'll drop your link. 920. 920. Well done. The city said does something like that, and it works well for them. What were we talking about then? Not sure what that was in reference to. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm going to put some seeds and send out in envelopes for people to pick what they want from and put in new stuff and send back to me. Then oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, that made sense if I actually read the comment above it instead of reading up. I should have been reading down. Yeah, the seed swaps. Got it. Got it. Yeah, I'm at the point where I gotta be super picky about the seeds that I get, just because like I don't need any more seeds that I'm never gonna use. So that said, I do have a few highly regarded or highly sought after seeds that I will be giving away when I get to my 500. I'm going to do a 500 celebration. We're going to have games. We're going to have giveaways. And I have some seeds that I know a lot of people are going to be like, ooh, I want those. I know, yeah. So once I get to my 500. Yay. Oh, and you know what? There was someone else. If anyone is interested, I am going to see if I can find his channel really quick. I met him the other night. He has a nice little channel. His kid is adorable. He is Canadian as well. And he's at like 980, I think, right? Like he's getting close. I'm trying to see. I'm so thirsty tonight. I think that hot chocolate, the chocolate just makes you so thirsty. Good Lord, I've commented on a lot of videos this week. I'm going through all of these, trying to find his. But when I find it, I will mention it in the chat. But yeah, he's got a nice channel. And oh, here it is. Let me go. Oh wait. Let's see if I. So, yeah, go check him out. You can tell him I sent you if you want, but he is at 986 subs. So he is so close, he can taste it. But yeah, I believe he's here in, I believe he's here in Canada. I'm not exactly sure where he's at, but I believe he's Canadian as well. So anyways, I met him over in, I can't remember. Creekside Maples. I met him over in Creekside Maples Live. I believe it was Creekside Maples Live the other night. It was either their live or Hickory Croft Farms, somewhere there. Tuesday night. I went from one live to the next, so I can't remember exactly which one he was in. And he could have been in both for all I know. Hooga. Lurking and cleaning, packing for moving. Oh, you and Danny both moving. Yeah, I don't ever want to have to move again. It is so much work, and we have so much stuff. Oh my God. Like, I kind of am dreading having to set up for Christmas, because that means I have to like move stuff that's been, yeah. I've moved quite a few times when I was younger, and I know. I mean, it would be nice sometimes. I think, it'd be nice to have, more land. I could have a bigger garden and all of that. And then fall comes, and I'm watching everyone else with all of their fall cleaning videos, and I'm like, not so bad just having a tiny yard right now, because it's like I've gone out, I've done a handful of things, and I'm done. Like, I get to sit back and relax, and so it does have its benefits, not having to, get that up there, not having such a big yard. And Robin is back. Nice. Thank you. Glad to see you back. Yeah, for some reason I find my Wi-Fi in my bedroom, it cuts out on me around like 8:30 to 9 o'clock at night. So I can be sitting watching and on it, and then all of a sudden around that time. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like just a lot of people start watching TV more and it puts more of a load on the system or what, but yeah. One more. I'm having a hard time getting in the mood for Christmas decorating without this. Yeah. I did the outside, so I will have a video coming up. I should have a picture, but somebody keeps forgetting to send me the picture of my wreath. I used her phone because she has my husband's old phone, and it takes really good pictures. So a lot of times if I am going to take a quick picture of something, I'll use hers, and then I have to wait until she messages it to me. And sometimes she's a little slow on that. So I did the outdoor stuff in the containers and the planters because I have to do it before the ground freezes. I did it once one year and the soil was frozen, and I went out and put like hot water and tried to soften it, and it was this horrible, muddy, gross mess. So I swore I would never do that again. So I always make sure I do get out there and do it before the soil freezes in the containers. And normally I only ever just did my front urn. And then last year I decided to do the one up on the railing. I thought, oh, you know what? It's there. It'll look nice. It'll add a bit more up on the top. So last year I had the two. And then this year I was like, maybe I should put one here on the machine, the filling machine we have there in the front. So this year I have 3 planters that I decorated out front. And then since I decorated them all with my red and white Christmas decor that I got at a garage sale a few years ago. Oh my God, they were selling bundles of Christmas stuff for $2. So I got the bundle of lights, it was $2, and I think everything else came in 2 bundles. And it was middle of July, it was hot out, and I was like, I don't really need any Christmas stuff because I knew I only usually did the one urn. And so I just bought a few things, and she had some really nice stuff. They were moving, and she was getting rid of all of it. She had wreaths, she had really nice stuff. And it was just really hard to buy Christmas stuff in July. And I really regret not buying everything she had, because when you see the prices of everything else, it's outrageous. Like those lights, they're like $30 in the store, and I paid $2 for them, and I love them. So you'll see that video is coming up soon. I'm editing it. It's taking me longer than I had anticipated. Laura's Christmas tree in the greenhouse was motive. I watched part of that today, and then I had to do something. So I'm in love with the storefront displays that they did out of the cardboard boxes, because back before I did gardening, back before I was into sewing, I was the queen of the hot glue gun. And when I saw that craft come out, give me some craft scissors and give me some hot glue and let's go. Thank you so much for coming in, and say hi to the rest of the family and your adorable grandchildren if they are around tonight, and have a great weekend. Are you going to be doing the tree this week? I know a lot of people like to do it on Thanksgiving weekend with everybody there. Or are you going to be a mad, crazy person and go out and hit up some stores tomorrow? I'm going to be looking online for Black Friday, and then hopefully I find something. I need it. I want a nice big hard drive. I like a big hard drive. I've got my eye on like an 8 terabyte one, so I'm hoping to get a good deal on one, because I need to do something with backing up some of these videos, right? Yes, the gingerbread houses. So now I want to do gingerbread houses, like big, that size gingerbread houses, but I have nowhere to put them. My front window spaces are not big enough. I would have to do maybe flat. Oh, we could do them like just flat and then stick them to the windows. They could be like window decor from the outside. That could be really cute. My daughter wants like a full-size one that she can play in. She wants it like a gingerbread fort. But again, we don't have room for that in the middle of the... You grabbed the 8 terabyte from Costco. That's on sale for $169, $10 off. I have my eye on that. So I'm waiting for tomorrow to see if on Black Friday, if Amazon or anyone else has anything cheaper. And if not, then I might get that one, because that did look like a pretty good deal. Yeah. Night, Ann. Thank you so much for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. And it was good to have you. I'm glad you stopped by. I can't talk tonight. You have 3 spruce trees in your front yard. You used to put lights on, but it got too expensive for the electricity. Even with the LED, with the new LED lights. Because that's something like this spring when we had our little temporary greenhouse. We had lights in it, and we had the fans running full time, and we had the heater in it. And so when our electricity bill came in, my husband was kind of like, I wonder what it's going to be. And it was I think maybe $5 or $6 more. Like, I was shocked. It wasn't that much more. Here, the main price that you pay in your bill is all the fees. Getting your electricity to the house, it's all the fees. So your actual usage isn't that crazy. I'm still looking forward to getting a new camera set up. Was hoping to have snag some Black Friday deals, but I don't have time with the move to even research. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm super happy with my GoPro. I have the GoPro 8. It's around here somewhere, maybe. I got it at Costco on clearance. It was a really good price. The 9 has the picture on the front. So if you can find a good deal on the GoPro 9, then that's that would probably be a great option. You can also stream on it, right? So you can do lives from the GoPro. It has Wi-Fi in it. And you can buy all kinds of really cute little accessories. So this is the case I got for mine. And I think I paid like $6. So you can go on Amazon and I bought a few things off Amazon and a handful of things off of AliExpress. Super cheap, like knockoff. I got the clip that I use all the time on it. Is it here? No, it's downstairs charging. Sorry, it's downstairs charging. I got it's called a backpack clip. So you can hook it onto like a backpack. I find it works really good just clipping it onto my bra strap. And then like your shirt, you just, I'm gesturing and you can't see. I just kind of clip it right here and it seems to hold fairly steady. So I don't need to use the body strap. The body strap, I had rented one from the library. Check that out too. See if your library has a GoPro. I checked the GoPro out from the library and it came with this body strap. And just wearing the body strap, especially with, my frontal topography, was very awkward. And so I'm like, no. So that's why I decided to try the backpack clip. Because I thought, well, if I had to just wear, like Sydney's got a tiny little backpack I could wear if I had to. But it stays pretty secure on my bra, especially if I'm wearing a real one and not just like a flimsy sports bra. It works really good on that. You love the, I can't even say that, DJI Osmo action cameras and the Insta360 guard. Yeah. Yeah, she does, Bonnie. So Bonnie has the other channel. If you don't follow her other channel, Artist on a Harley. So she does Harley videos. They're out moto vlogging. Those videos are really cool. She also has a drone. That's really cool. I like the drone shots when you're like in the parking lot. Then you would, that was nice. Does your drone, like when you did that shot, that's what I was going to ask. Are you controlling it like manually, or do you have it like on the tracking thing where you can like, it'll like just follow you as you ride? Because I know some of them do that. I don't know. I don't know how allowed you are to do that. How allowed? Yeah, talking's not working for me tonight. Yeah. So that's also another option. So yeah, the GoPro, I saw it and it was really good. I think it was $357 on clearance at Costco. And then I figured if I don't, if for some reason it didn't work out and I didn't like it or didn't work or whatever, I can return it if I had to, right? So they have, did you have Mavic Mini? It does not follow you. They are, oh, okay. I don't know. I saw bikes head off and then the drone was following them. So then I was like, okay, it was too far away for me to like pick you guys out of the things. So I assumed that you were just controlling it and watching the other bikers take off, but I wanted to ask. I dropped the link if you want to come up, Bonnie, Bonnie or Danny or anyone else. Yeah, so I'm really happy with that. I haven't tried streaming with it. Like I'm just now getting to where it will actually mind me on the voice command. So I can say GoPro turn on, GoPro capture, GoPro start filming, GoPro stop, GoPro turn off, which I usually have to say about 10 times before it turns off. And my husband will walk in the room because by the time I get it to turn off, I'm like, GoPro turn off! It's kind of like when I talk to Google and she's not listening. We have like the Google broadcast. So I'll start off with my original and I'm not going to say the full thing because I know it'll set off your phones, whatever if you have it. So I will say, hey, you know who, broadcast, and then I'll say my message. And my message might be like, a nice message to my daughter saying, can you come downstairs for a minute? Like I need her to see something, right? And Google don't listen. So then I have to say it again, and I have to say it again, and I have to say it again. So by the time it actually broadcasts, I'm like, Cindy, get downstairs! And so she comes down and she wonders why I'm so mad at her. I'm like, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Google. So, yeah. So that happens with the GoPro as well. I'm yelling at it, right? Yeah. It is easier to push the button, but sometimes like if I'm, there's a few times where I'm like, my hands are muddy, or like when I was dealing with the hot peppers, it's like I didn't want to touch it and get hot pepper goop on there and then have to worry about it, right? But, well, and then I found out it works better when you use the actual command that you're supposed to use. So you have to say turn off, not off, or I don't know what I was saying. I had to go through and look at the list of, it's got actual words you're supposed to say for different things. Like to take a picture, you have to say capture. GoPro, capture. If you say GoPro, take a picture, it ignores you. Oh, it works better with a mic. Yeah, I don't think mine, I don't know if mine can take a mic. I don't know. I haven't had too much of a problem with this, my sound so far. Most of my video that I'm not using the GoPro, I'm using like the hand cam. They're both downstairs charging. I don't know why I keep looking for them. And that one I do have a remote, like the Rode mic that hooks on top that I haven't really been using as much because the connector thing broke and I keep forgetting to get a replacement on it. But that does better with the sound. I like the voice commands for the walking away and walking into frame. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that would work. And then it works from your mic on your thing as you're walking away. Aha! Yeah, no, I just have to run it and then edit all that out. Or try to get someone to push the button for me. Push the button. And then, yeah. So sometimes mine, the screen goes black after, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds of filming. And I know I should probably go in the settings and change that, because sometimes it's like I'll be doing stuff and it's like the screen's black. So then I have to reach up and tap it to bring it back on to make sure it's actually filming and that I'm actually getting what's supposed to be filmed in it. But I do enjoy it. I have to, wow, what is going on with my camera? I was just going to say I like this camera that I'm using and now it's freaking out. And this is just a webcam my husband bought quite a few years ago. It's a really nice one though. He got it to try and do like video calls on the TV with my parents. So it's a Microsoft. I find it does good enough for me, like up here in the office. I would like to try and use the GoPro to do lives, like maybe outside in the backyard or something. I think that would be fun too, because right now I can pretty much only do the lives at the desktop in the office. I tried doing it on the touchpad, and that, if anyone, I apologize to anyone that watched that video. I couldn't believe how long people actually stayed. I just read the well, you know what? You've been together all day. I figure, you know, sometimes you might just want to get away from it all, right? Be like, oh, you know what? I gotta go say hi to some people. I'll be back later, right? Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, should I just cancel it for tonight? And then I'm like, you know what? There's a handful of people, you know, that aren't Americans, so they're not going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. And then there's going to be some Americans that, you know, they're going to have their dinner earlier, or they're going to be. Thought I heard someone come in the door. You know, they might just be looking for a little break after they eat, and they might want to come in and say hi. So yeah, so I'm happy with my GoPro purchase, but converting the files, so I do convert them to MP4s because originally I was just copying them over just straight to the computer like I do with my other camera, and these files were enormous. Like I did like one video's worth of files and like filled up my hard drive, and I was like, oh my gosh. So as soon as I would upload them and then put them into the movie, I would have to delete them, because it's like I can't keep all of these on here because the files are just way too big. And then I learned about, you know, converting them. So I use the program now to convert them down to a smaller file, MP4, that then can work in the movie processor thing that I use. What was the name of the one you use, Bonnie, for editing? Because it's the one I used to have it. I downloaded it for free, and then I was so frustrated with it that I just went back to using the easy one. But it is one that I want to learn how to use. That's kind of one of my goals for the winter. Last year, my goal over the winter was to learn a bit more. I took 2 online classes through Gale.com University. I took one on vegetable gardening for beginners, and then the other one was on gardening or setting up your own, more like if you wanted to set up a nursery and selling stuff. But I still learned quite a bit from that. It was very interesting, even though I will never be doing that. So here's the only picture of my wreath I have. Sid, send me the picture of the wreath. I'll show you. So you'll see what happened from my in the video when I posted. It's like I had these really nice red ornaments in my urns in the front and my other two displays, and then my wreath that I had made. Ooh, I'm super blurry. My wreath I had made, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years ago, was all bronze and teal, and it looked terrible. I was like, oh, this looks terrible in the background. It just does not go at all. It looked great when it was the only thing there, and then even when the urn was, because it's so far away in the front, it wasn't a big deal. I'm going to show everybody what you just said. So I told her to send me the picture, and she's like, fine. So I'll get a better picture of the wreath. Sorry, I'm trying to look around my my webcam is in the middle there because of the. Oh, and then these aren't that great of pictures either. My husband set up, we have like one of those lights that shines on the house, and so it's set up to shine green, so that makes everything look green. So I downloaded it. That means I should be able to add it here. So yeah, it looked terrible. I was like, oh, the wreaths look so nice. My husband strung the lights. He had the shiny, sparkly ones all set up, and then the front door wreath looked terrible. So we ran to the dollar store, and see, that's really big. But we ran to the dollar store and we got a bunch of red and gold ornaments, and I think I spent $20 overall that day at the dollar store, and not all of it went into the wreath. The ribbon I already had, and then there were a handful of ornaments I already had as well, and then the big bells. This was our big budget item right here at $2.50. That was our big budget item. I didn't really want to spend a lot. It's outdoors. Like, I don't want to spend anything. It's on the screen door, so that means, if it falls off and breaks, I don't want to worry about it. I don't have a lot of stuff inside my house that's red, because my house, my tree, my furniture is all kind of burgundy, and so I find that red just looks terrible in my living room. So my tree, which is going up this weekend, is more jewel tones. So there's like purple and teal and turquoise, all of those, and kind of some random colors in there. But like red ornaments don't look very good. And I do have a handful of really nice red or red and white ornaments that I always struggle finding a place to put. I used to put them in the kitchen window, but now my husband put other like little LED lights around there. So sometimes I'll hang them on the window in the front. I had debated putting them on here, but if I find any when I pull all the ornaments out that are kind of look like they'll be weather resistant and unbreakable, but most of them I don't think I will want to risk putting on the wreath. So we're sticking with the cheapo dollar store ornaments, and it looks really pretty. I'm so happy with it. I was like, oh my gosh, it didn't take me very long. So I do have a video coming out where I decorate the wreath and all of that too, so you'll get to see it all in its glory. But I'm giving you a sneak peek of what's coming. So yeah, for videos coming up, I have that. I have the sewing tutorial, or no sew sewing tutorial if you don't sew as well. So I have that coming up for my Christmas collab, which I got to get started on that. So I know Bonnie and Danny I'm going to be interviewing, and I got to get in touch with a few of the other people that are into the crafts. Da Vinci Resolve, there it is. Thank you so much. Yes. So yeah, if anyone in here wants to be part of the crafty collab, let me know, and I can give you a little interview about your craft, and then show some pictures or video clips if you have anything on your channel. I saw my granddaughter, and she gave me a big hug and said, I love Grammys. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Yeah, I haven't seen any of my family in years. It's sad. My parents live in Alaska, and then, with everything that's happened, travel is really not allowed right now, and they are in a retirement home, and so they have higher, restrictions on visitors and all of that. So we're going to wait until hopefully this, as they call it, the cinnamon and vanilla is behind us, right? I need to find some of my painting videos. Exactly. So find some of your painting videos, find some of your paintings. I really like the one you did of the girl from the chess movie. I was going to say poker. I'm like, no, it's not poker. It was chess. I can't think what it's called. Oh, the Queen's Gambit. So Bonnie did a really nice one of the, I'm like, that's the girl from the Queen's Gambit. Very nice painting. So yeah, get a few of those together. I want to keep things fairly casual. It's not going to be super formal videos, but I do kind of want to keep them out. And they don't have to be like every day. It's just going to be kind of casual. I do not want to stress anybody out with this. It's just kind of something fun I wanted to do to, give people some ideas and to get people, some more viewership on their channels and help support other channels. Beth from Queen's Gambit. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, I really like that one. So make sure she's in the videos. So that's why I just wanted to do it. I thought it'd be kind of a fun way to kind of get to know people better. We see people out gardening, and for most of us, it is a hobby. It's not our full-time job. And so we have other jobs that we don't know about. And it was kind of funny because I am also in this, I've been in different photography boards. I've dabbled in a lot of little things. I'm not great at photography. Most of my photography work that I've done is, just with my daughter and, some of her friends sometimes, but it's more about the clothing that I'm testing, right? And then they need decent shots for it to help promote the patterns. And so that's what I do. Most of my photography is geared around that. And so, it's all outdoor photography and not really up close. It's not so much, portrait photography, whatever. So I've joined a few different Facebook groups, and there was one I was in. The people in there were so mean. Like, it was just like one of those, you open that page and it's like you bring your popcorn and you're just like, who is getting their, butt ripped tonight? Like, it was just absolutely brutal. The comments and the derogatory nature of some of these people. And there was one guy in particular, and he was kind of, I don't know if it was his group or if he was just one of the main people in the group. But he would just rip people to shreds, and he was so rude and so condescending. And if they asked a question or they didn't know how to do anything, he would act like they're such idiots and whatever, right? And like that was his full-time job. He was a photographer. And so, yeah, I'm wearing my merch. Yay! And so then it was funny because someone else in the group, he's like, well, what, you should research that. You should have known that. Why are you asking? Sometimes you can just write. And he goes, well, it was easier for me to ask you, I'm really busy and whatever. He's like, well, what are you so busy? What do you do for, and someone asks, well, what's your day job? And he's like, I'm a neurosurgeon and I use photography to, help me relax. And, and so when he said that, I was just like, wow, like that just really takes it back, right? So this guy, yeah, you might know more about taking a picture, but this guy like operates on people's brains, and you're acting like he's the idiot. So right after that, one of the other photographers, one of the other members started a thread, and it was like, oh, so, let's do a little get to know you thread. We all learned something from the last thread. What do you do as your full-time job? And the people in there, because those people, you kind of got to know them, right? You saw them posting pictures and this and that, and you kind of got to know them. But oh my God, the level of quality of jobs that these people had. They had the neurosurgeon, there were lawyers, there were doctors, there were physicists. There were a lot of people, and I think even in the gardening world, there are a lot of people that gardening is a hobby. And yet their day job, they might be very well educated in a completely other field and then not know a lot about, gardening. And so, if someone asks a question about gardening that, you think, oh, that's so basic, or how stupid do you have to be to ask that, or whatever, keep in mind that if this isn't, if this is their job, if they're a gardener or landscaper, then whatever. But keep in mind, this is a hobby and you don't know what else they're doing outside of their job, right? Like what other skill set they might have, right? I did a photo on my cruise ship of New York City that I love, and I think it looks pro, but I'm just average at photography. Good for you, yeah, to be a pro, you really, really have to put in a lot of time, a lot of effort. You have to have good equipment. You have to know how to edit. And that's kind of where I got so many of these pictures. They'd post the picture that they took and then the edited version. And I'm like, it didn't even look like the same picture. So to me, the art of like photography, in camera photography, and then editing are almost like two totally separate skill sets, right? See, there you go. Well, you know what? But there you go. You can keep a person alive, right? So plants, schmants, you can keep a person alive. There you go, right? So keep in mind when you feel, oh my God, this person knows so much more about something that you're watching on YouTube or whatever. Keep in mind that I can guarantee there's something you know a lot more about than they do, right? So keep that in mind. Yeah. And keep learning, right? Like if you're interested in photography, if you don't have much to do in the wintertime with your, other stuff, maybe you spend a little extra time, you're a retired nurse. God, I cannot talk. You're a retired nurse and do a fair with plants. There you go. Excellent. So, you know what? Maybe spend a little bit of time this winter to, if photography interests you. I took some classes online through Gale.com University through my library. So I went on my library's website and then they have e-learning and you click on that and it has a few different websites where I can go for free using my library card login and take online classes. So 2 or 3 years ago, I did the photography ones. So like I learned basic like how to use your DSLR and manual. And then I took 2 different portrait photography classes that they had as well. And I learned so much. Like I really enjoyed the classes. And you get a little certificate after. And then last January, I took 2 of the gardening classes through Gale.com. So, it's something if you want to kind of keep stuff moving in your head. And it's something that you could, maybe include onto your channel if you're looking for ideas on things like that, right? To, because photography and editing and all of that go hand in hand. And there's a lot of people that have, the gardening channels and then also do, kind of their lives based on, helping people with growing their channel or whatever. And, learning better photography would definitely fall into that, right? Hey, Mystic Sensation, thank you so much for coming. How are you guys doing tonight? Hope you had a wonderful second Thanksgiving. They already had Thanksgiving up here in Canada, and now they're having Thanksgiving, I'm assuming, down in the States. Last photography course I took in college, we were still developing film in a dark room. Hey, you know what? But then you're ahead of the game because you learned how to get your shot in camera. And so many people now, like, they just shoot and then they do magical things in the editing process. But I just, honestly, I don't have the time to learn how to do, like, Photoshop and Lightroom and all of that. I just, like, if I was going to get into photography and try to make money at it, then for sure I would go ahead and learn. But honestly, no. Yeah. With Robin, I am in Cleveland. Dayton, Ohio. Oh, very nice. Dayton, Ohio, and Cleveland, Ohio. 2 Ohio's in the house. In the building, as Broke would say. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, it's nice to have you all here. I used to live in Parma. I am not familiar with Ohio. Have I been to Ohio? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever been to Ohio. I've kind of zigzagged around. I've done everything on the West Coast, and I've been to all the states across the bottom, and I've been to a handful on the right-hand side here on the East Coast, and I've been up to Tennessee and back down. I've been to Missouri, and then pretty much all the southern states, and then I've come across from Oregon. I've done Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota. Colorado I've been to just at the airport. Chicago has just been at the airport. Denver has just been at the airport. And then I've driven through, like, California. I've been to Hawaii, Alaska, New Mexico, driven through to Texas. And then we drove through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. I've never been to Carolinas. And then I've been to New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, kind of that, but there's like that central part of the U.S. I have never ever been to. Someday we'll take a road trip there. Hey, Precious. SoCal Gardener, welcome. Hope you are all having a wonderful Thanksgiving. Had some lovely food and some dessert, and now you're just going to sit back and relax and let it all attempt to digest. Drew Carey is from Parkland. Oh, okay. It's a suburb of Cleveland. Okay. All I know is Cleveland rocks, right? One of my lives, my daughter decided she wanted to do my makeup for me, and oh my god, my eye makeup. I said I look like Mimi from the Drew Carey show. Of course, she had no idea who I was talking about, but yeah, it was lovely. Yeah, I can't remember Ohio City, where A Christmas Story was filmed. I didn't know that. Oh wow. A little bit of Christmas trivia for you all tonight. Thank you very much, TLC. Very nice. Oh, here in Brampton, they filmed the Police Academy movies were filmed at the local prison here. So Police Academy and parts of oh my gosh, what's the new movie out? Margaret Atwood, the TV series, the ladies that wear the red. Oh my gosh, I can't think what it's called. Anyways, part of that is being filmed here in Brampton as well. And also, apparently, the new Jason Momoa movie is being filmed in the big conservation area. So, yeah, Police Academy was filmed at here in Brampton at the police station. So that's kind of funny. They've actually filmed quite a few different movies have been filmed around, and a lot of stuff that's supposed to be filmed in New York City is filmed actually in Toronto because it's cheaper to film in Toronto. And a lot of the Christmas movies are filmed here in Canada as well. Even though they say that they're in different states, cities in the U.S., they're actually Handmaid's Tale. There we go. I couldn't think of I couldn't think of it. I totally blanked on that. Yeah, Handmaid's Tale. So Handmaid's Tale was being filmed here. They had some pictures they were filming in one of our local libraries a few months ago. And then, yeah, Jason Momoa, apparently they set up, it's a big Clareville conservation area. It's a huge, big conservation area. And they set up kind of like a little fake city, I guess, town, like some, the fronts. I don't know what you call that. Yeah, so it's like a little fake city they're filming. I'm not sure if it was like a Western, I can't remember. They were talking about it, but they were also talking about people, like stalking the area. Like, security is high. You will not probably see them going to Tim Hortons or anything like that. Please stay clear of the area. But especially because they're doing it kind of in lockdown, and so I don't think they're allowed because it was before like the U.S. the border was open, so it was kind of like this. They were allowed to come in, but they had to stay on site. They had like trailers and stuff set up for them there. So I don't know how long it filmed or what the name of it is. Whatever. I absolutely love Kim's Convenience. Kim's Convenience is so funny. Yeah. Oh, you should have done a drive-by. Yeah, and I was home yesterday because our job fell through, so you should have, or we could have met up for, some Timbits at the airport, right? The Justin Bieber, the Bieber Bits? He has like this new Timbits flavors that he's come up with Tim Hortons. But yeah, you were at the airport for work or for... Okay, now I'm being nosy. Never mind. You don't have to answer. I don't need to know what you're right there for. But I did think of you when we were working in Barrie. We had to go back to that place in Barrie for one day. I was like, oh, I should tell Bonnie I'm in Barrie, right? Yeah. Oh my God, what is that all about? Me quizzing you? I'm just being nosy. I'm being nosy. So yeah, so video ideas. I'm going to be editing and getting some of these Christmas ones out of like me decorating. I'll probably do a bit decorating the tree. That's going to be tricky. Inside the house, right? Oh, Pete flew in from Florida. A bike trip. Bike is in... Oh, I wish I was his bike. I don't think I've ever wished I was a motorcycle before, but I sure do now. Oh, nice. Where did he go? I love Florida. I miss living there sometimes. I come home from work and just go in the house and change and walk out and go for a swim in the ocean. It was amazing. I did love that. I miss that. And I miss my commute. I lived in Boca and then I worked in Fort Lauderdale, and I would leave a little bit early every day, even though it took me a little bit longer to drive A1A down, just so I could drive right along the beachfront on the way to work, because it was just so pretty. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Okay. To ride home. Wow. In May. Oh, that'll be nice. Who's going to water your garden? I assume it will be before you plant out anything anyways, though, right? Because it's going to be probably be a bit too cold where you're at to even do put too much out into the garden at that point. Oh, that'll be nice. You did A1A 2 years ago on the bikes. I love A1A. It's just, I don't know, it's just so peaceful. I love seeing the ocean, and there was always a handful of people out jogging or rollerblading or walking their dogs or out hitting the surf. It was always nice. I didn't mind. Although I did get mad when I got stuck behind the bridge. And then you're like watching the clock. I'm going to be late for work. And it's like the bridge is like taking forever because they've got like some sailboat that's like having trouble getting through. So yeah, I don't miss those bridges, but I do miss the weather down there. It's so nice. Yeah, we have to time the ride. For sure. Yeah. Right? Like we can get some really crazy, I mean, we can be hot in May or we can be cold in May. It can be all over the place. So hopefully you'll have kind of like an open ticket. Do you know anyone that works for the airlines? You can get a buddy pass and then you can kind of just, you just hop on and like standby or something, right? I don't know. That's what we've done. I have a friend that works for Delta. And so back in the past, if we weren't super tight on time, specific deadlines of times when you had to be there. I don't know why I'm like, it's so dry in here. I washed my hair today. Maybe it's the conditioner I use. It's scratchy. Yeah, maybe I'll sneak in here. I can ride on the back, right? You got room on the back of your bike for someone, right? I don't take up much space. Hi, Matt. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello. How are you doing? How was your Thanksgiving? Pete will ride my bike down. His bike is there. I will fly down and we both ride home together. Oh, okay. Perfect. Perfect. That'll be nice. Oh, I'm jealous. Go have a conch fritter for me while you're down there. And some Cuban food. I meant they have the best Cuban. They have better Cuban food in Fort Lauderdale than they have in Cuba. From what I could find. The Cuban food in Fort Lauderdale, oh, it's so good. I love me some fried plantains. Oh my gosh. And the pork, so good. Well, folks, I think I am going to be getting ready for bed. We had a fairly relaxing day. It'll be all on the Harley channel. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Wave to Boca for me as you go by. Oh, wait, you're not going to be down that far, are you? No. Yeah. Oh, Florida. Sorry, I'm like reminiscing. Hit up some Ron Johns. It's definitely a different pace. A lot of, a different way of life down there for sure. It was fun, but it was a long time ago. Well, I've been in Canada now for 2003. So it'll be 19 years this April since I've been here. Yeah. So, hey, Creekside Maples. Nice of you to join us. How are you? Hey there. Oh, just so you know, if you're not following Creekside Maples, they have a new channel. So if you're not following them, you can go check them out. But they also have a new channel up about their mill. And let me see if I can find that. What's it called? It's called Mill. I'll drop the link if I can. What's the channel there? Mill. Nope. It's not going to show up on my list of whatever. But yeah, they got a new mill. That was really... Oh, Maple Mill Acres. There we go. I'll type that in. Apparently all my mods are spending time with their family tonight. I'm on my own doing the links. Okay. Wait, is that it? There we go. Okay. So Tony and Joni from Creekside Maples, they are also another Canadian channel. And they have the 2 channels, Creekside Maples, and then they have their new channel, Maple Mill Acres, where they just bought a new sawmill. That is so exciting. Yeah, my parents had bought a bit of property up in, they were on Friday Harbor in the San Juan Islands, Washington State, just south of Victoria there. And they had a bunch of trees, and they were, you know, chopping trees down and doing stuff or whatever. And so at the time, they were, you know, kind of interested in maybe getting a mill. And so, I mean, this is going back probably 10 years. We ended up, my husband and I ended up just sitting watching videos of these home sawmills. Like, it was amazing just watching people take a big tree and turning it into lumber. Like, it just, I found it quite fascinating. And yeah, so I was like, oh, yeah, I watched the whole video setting it up, and looks like a really nice, well-made machine. So yeah, that is going to be really nice. You know, as rewarding as it is to make something out of, you know, to eat food, or to make a flower arrangement out of something you've grown in the garden and grown from seed. I can't imagine how satisfying and rewarding it will be for you guys to build things out of wood from the trees from your land that you milled yourself. Like, that's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a fun journey to watch. So yeah, I was just signing off before you popped in, Creekside Maples. I really appreciate you stopping by tonight. And I do have some Christmas content coming up, some Christmas videos. I'll be doing some lives, and I will be, when I hit my 500, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a giveaway and some games. It's gonna be a fun night. So you wanted to separate your homestead video content from your lives and Sunday Chronicles. I see. Okay. Makes sense. Keep things, yeah. Yeah, no problem. And I also gave a shout out to, and I was like, I couldn't remember, and I can't remember his name now. Trevor, starts with a T. I couldn't remember if he was in your live or over in Hickory Croft, but I think it was in your live, and he's close. He's at like 986 or something subs. So I did give a shout out, and I posted his link earlier. So hopefully people will go over and let him know I sent you, and hopefully he can get to that 1,000. That's so exciting. It's just so exciting whenever you see anybody getting that close, right? So Trevor, there it is. Yep, I posted his link earlier. So hopefully a few people might have gone over and checked him out. But I really appreciate everyone that did come in tonight. I knew it probably wouldn't be a super busy night, being as it is Thanksgiving, but I figured there'd be enough people that were, you know, either not celebrating because they're not in the U.S., or they don't have family, or they were just sick of their family, right? So that was what my title for the video tonight. I really appreciate everybody coming in, and now that Thanksgiving is done, we can, you know, get on with Christmas, right? That's the holiday I really do enjoy decorating for. So I'll be putting up my tree, I'll be putting up the village and all of that. Outdoors done, and indoor will be transformed hopefully this weekend. And I will spend more time on the, you know, gifts that I'm making. I'm doing a lot of sewing. So yeah, if you're interested in, I don't know, Creekside Maples, I don't know, Joni, if you, or Tony, if either one of you are into sewing, I did release a video on last Monday that has a few free patterns, and it also has a video kind of collage of a lot of the patterns that I've made. If you're interested in sewing, you might be interested in watching that. If you're not, don't worry about it. So thank you everyone for coming in tonight, and I'm going to say au revoir, as we say in actually nowhere in Canada. I have yet to meet anybody. I think I've met one person in Canada that actually speaks French, like only speaks French so far, but whatever. So yeah, anyways, I'm leaving. Good night. Going to bed. I'm tuckered out. Thanks for coming.